looking at these. And this one's really low.
So I think that one. Yeah, sorry, keep going. Yeah, I think that one might be a little bit too low as well. Because your D jumps from F to D, and that's too many steps.
But then that's super high now.
Yeah, so you want to bring that down to where it was before. And then you can try playing around with the different notes and see where that takes you. So you don't want to touch the F major chord. Yeah, just touch this one. So there you go. That's better.
Okay. And this is like an exercise to just make sure that everything sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. So especially when you're singing, or when you're working with a bunch of different instruments, if you jump around too much, you might be out of someone's range, for example.
Mackenzie.
Or it might stick out too much because there's such a big jump. Sometimes you want that, but in most cases, you want to voice things so that they're fairly close together.
I'm gonna play it to see how it sounds.
Gotta do your stretches.
I wish I played it unvoiced too, just to see what that would have sounded like.
I can make that for you here. And put that. I'm gonna put that over here. I'm gonna hide your window so they can see mine. If I can find your window. There it is. Got a bunch here. I'll take the exercise notes. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. And take these. And then have the system do it for me.
Very cool.
No shot you're doing that.
Oh wait, actually no, I can't do that because the system does the voicing too. So FAC, this is going to be the same. Go ahead and copy that. And then this is the same. And then we just need GBD. We're going to move this up. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, and then if you compare that to the voice
Good luck today, you too, bro.
Bring that down. Bring this up. Bring that down. Bring this up. Not that. Notice that it should sound a little bit smoother. Actually, hold on. This is wrong, because that should be up there. And then this should be up there, too. The difference is fairly subtle, so you may or may not be able to pick up on it. But if you listen to a series of notes, so like say just the top note, the difference will be fairly clear.
Yeah, like the voiced version is more stably within a certain range, whereas unvoiced,
Why did
you can hear the higher notes
I did that
in
for
that version.
safety.
Okay, so when composing, make sure to have the chords be voiced just for practicality reasons.
Yeah, and if you're arranging for a number of instruments, if you voice your chords before you start picking them, it makes it a little bit easier to distribute them among the instruments.
Hmm.
Okay, so now that you have the chords, we move on to the next exercise, and as you said, make up a melody that uses the notes in the chord. So in this case, we're going to restrict ourselves to just quarter notes or longer. So no eighth notes, no 16th notes.
Okay.
And you can, if you want, you can do it directly on the treble clef staff.
Treble is the, I forget, the one on top or the bottom?
The one on top, yeah.
The one on top. Okay, right, because the bottom one's bass. So yeah, so a melody over this means that like my tools are what's on the bottom here, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, let's just start am I allowed to curse on your stream? I don't even know.
If you want to, if you feel the need to, it's fine.
Screwing around, I'll put it that way. Okay, so here I can just start messing around with this, I guess. So
Yeah.
these are the ones-
One thing I would say is that make sure you end on the C. But everything else, you're free to do whatever you want.
like the final note in the final measure is a C?
Yeah. So
Okay.
whether that's going to be at the beginning of the bar and you have a whole note lasting until the end, or you have, say, 4 quarter notes and the last one's going to be C, as long as the final one is C.
It's resolution, right, or something like that.
Indeed, yes.
I remember something. Oh, why are you all the way over there?
Yeah, I don't know. The other VTuber composer VTubers use the mouse, and I think I'm the only one who uses a keyboard, and I don't know how they do it.
Cool.
And for those of you at home,
Click, bro.
you can follow along with us. We do have a worksheet that's pinned in chat. You can skip ahead to, well, I mean, I guess you'll have to do part A, but once you have that, you can skip ahead to part B.
And part of the fight is just getting used to.
Yeah, getting used to the
Sounds like a
software.
school bell.
Yeah, I think School
okay.
Bells, like the famous anime one, I think is pretty much just built on the notes of the chord.
Yeah, I'm just going to play. I mean, because of course I don't know how to make music, so I'm just sandboxing right now. But I think that's kind of fun. See what just hardcore sandboxing can do. If anything sounds wrong here, that would be interesting too.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, a lot of us composers, that's all we just do. We have the set of rules, and then we just mess around with those rules, or within those
Yeah, 'cause
rules.
for someone without music experience, right? Like, there's no way I hear what I want out of this, but it is cool to see if you play with the rules, if you get something that sounds halfway okay. Oh, what fun.
And to be honest, you're doing something that I think I called out in the worksheet, but I didn't have to say explicitly. Your melody generally has a shape to it, and it's going to sound best if your melody follows the shape of the chords. And you're doing that pretty well. So if the chord goes up, then your melody will tend to go up. If your chord goes down, your melody will tend to go down. Which is
Okay,
exactly what you're doing.
Let's listen to this thing. Okay, so yeah, I mean, with no like music forethought, right? No real understanding of how music works mathematically. This is pretty much randomly spat out, only using the rules that you told me, which is very exciting. So now I'm going to listen to it. Hey.
Ah, that sounds pretty good. By the way,
That's not bad.
yeah, I in your video.ninja, if you could go to your audio settings and turn off uh, all the audio processing that's on it, because it does get quieter as the piece goes on. I think
Oh,
it's the audio
interesting.
processing.
Yeah, let me go back to the instructions because there was a part of the instructions that you sent me that I don't think I fully put in. So let me go and do that.
Uh,
But yeah, I think like, I mean, yeah, that that was cool. I'll just let it rest there for a second because that was neat. Um, yeah, and you can kind of do whatever I think, and it'll at least sound okay, which is like a big deal for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Is like understanding the rules of the actual sandbox is like exciting because then you can actually mess around with the sandbox.
yeah. I'll be honest, what you made here is probably better than what I first made.
I'm also not starting from complete zero either. But I am starting from like zero as in like theoretical zero, I should say. I've messed around before without really knowing anything.
Hmm.
Um,
So in video.ninja, you should be able to click the gear icon. There's a thing called audio, and then you just turn everything off.
audio.
It should be near the
It says
bottom.
no. It says no effects applied.
So
Oh, that's
there's
digital video. Oh, sorry. I understand now.
yeah.
Noise gating, audio gain control off, echo cancel false, noise suppression off. Okay.
Yeah, everything should be off. You should be good now. Glenn here
Okay,
says,
cool.
honestly, a lot of process of writing music and also learning to play music comes from a degree of guided trial and error, with a consistent dose of listening to what one has made and thinking about how to improve it. Yeah, speaking of personal experience, that is very true.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for this experience because honestly, like, you can load up a virtual piano and just start mashing keys, but without some structure, it's just gonna sound like mashed keys. So this is honestly very neat.
Yeah, and I have to wonder. So we have the benefit of technology here for us, so I can just play what we wrote. But imagine not having this, and back in the day where you had to write all this by hand and then sound it out on a piano or something.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I mean that's awesome. Um, yeah, so my brain is a little fuzzled. Um, so I guess the next question that I have, like I'm grateful for this experience. Like I understand the sandbox a bit, right? You can and so from a very practical perspective as someone without musical experience, if I were to want to make a song and I just have like a vibe of how I want it to sound like, I can look up different chord progressions in say for example pop music, just put in the chord manually in this software and then just mess around, right? Like as long as I know what the chords should be to make music in a very basic capacity, just take those chords and then mash within those rules. Um, do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, I think that's a absolutely valid approach to do it. That's pretty much what I do for my piano improvs. I just take a chord progression and then just improv over that.
That's cool. Obviously, with your experience, you're actually able to improv like on the fly, which is awesome. But for me, it's going to be a lot of looking at my keyboard, clicking one note, and being like, Um, I guess this is maybe a bit more of an advanced question, and it's a little targeted because I didn't say it at the beginning of stream, but I am trying to see whether or not it would be possible for me to write a very simple song for a charity incentive as somebody without any kind of real musical background. Like, I think it's important for me to do it with my own, well, at least mostly with my own two hands, because I don't make a ton of money to pay someone else to do it for me, and B, I think it just is more meaningful if I like have a charity incentive and it's like, hey, I'm I would love to meet this charity incentive and actually show you, as a very vulnerable part of myself, as someone who is making stuff for a living, this like baby step real thing that I made. I just think it would be more artistically valuable for it to have come solely from me. So that's kind of like my perspective here. And Penbu, I shared with you a little bit of what I had been playing around with. But if I could squeeze a little bit of a direct question to you, um, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you think about composing a chorus versus composing a verse? Because I find that chorus is like not that bad for me. I can sandbox in my own head what a chorus of some whatever song should sound like. But then I find myself struggling a lot with coming up with anything having to do with a different part of a song that isn't the chorus. So if you watched my video on the Black Plague, I wrote a little ditty called the Learning Blender song, but I didn't have to write a very long song, right? It's the equivalent of like half a chorus, and I felt like that was pretty comfortable for me. But then like if I had to come up with a verse, all of a sudden I'm unable to like mentally imagine the sandbox anymore. It just gets so stuck.
Yeah, I think this is a fairly common problem. I get this sometimes too, where the chorus is very high energy. It's very easy to resolve things. With the verse, you want to be a little bit more. You want to have a little bit more tension. And I think the easiest way to do that is to take the chords you have in the chorus, and then maybe just rearrange the chords so that they're in a different order. That's an easy way of approaching that.
I'm writing that down. So if you rearrange the chords in a different order, that feels so wrong in the sense of like, this is a chord progression, and this is the foundation of pop. So like in an actual pop song that is based on the same chord progression as canon and D, do they change the chord progression in the verse as well? Is that what's happening there?
So I can actually demonstrate this because I have a piece that is based on canon and D. I think we're actually working on that right now. So if I may do a little bit of an excursion here and play that piece for you, we'll go ahead and show you what I did here.
Okay, sounds good.
And my piano turned off. You still hear that? String can hear that.
I can hear it.
Okay. So this is in. I wonder if I should transpose this. This is in E flat. So I might actually transpose it down to C.
My screen is still on. If you wanted to show your thing, I don't know if you do.
Oh, I have a separate piano source, so they can see my piano.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So for you, you should be looking in Discord.
Okay.
Are you on YouTube, Angie?
So this is C. That's 1. That's G. That's 5.
You probably know who I am. I'm gonna be doing a match here pretty soon. I'm just warming up, and I'm just listening to another stream while I think they get ready. I'm just live early so I can get my warm up in.
Ah, it was this one. Okay. So yeah, looking back, it's the one I did for my 1 year anniversary. So that's
Good, it's your boy DDG.
that's the 5, the G major.
What brings you to YouTube today?
So that's A minor. That's a 6. And then this is F major, the 4th.
I've been like,
Right.
I've been
so we go back to
looping
the
that
3rd.
new Four of Spades album. I don't know if you know anyone that's like
This, I just followed
also
the section of
listening to it too. I don't know. I've been looping a few songs from there, like all throughout.
And then I think I switched to
I guess like the
verse
past
structure that's like this.
2 days or so. Woke up at 4 and it's a Saturday. Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say like this is 4:30
That would be
or something.
one.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I can't play it on
Then six.
Spotify. I mean, I can play it on Spotify, but it won't like be audible on. It won't be audible on YouTube because I did the routing audio thing of like skirting TOS. Oh god. One day I'll get a little like copyright free audio bank.
We have instead the 4 chords like this. And so you can play around with the chords, either add more chords or delete chords and all
I
that kind
shouldn't
of
do
stuff.
that.
Just make sure that it's different from what you had before.
Okay, that.
One day maybe. One day when I'm like an actual like
I don't know, I feel
official
like whenever-
streamer.
if I'm
I don't
familiar
know.
with the chorus, I just make
I
one
think
verse
1,000
that
followers
doesn't
is
have
enough to
every
claim that status.
verse. It's like I'm just writing a longer chorus. So that's
I don't know.
actually really cool.
1,000 doesn't really
After I'm
feel
happy with whatever chorus.
real still.
force-
I kind of still feel like
you know,
I'm
sandbox it and force myself to not do the same.
what do you
verse.
call
I'm
it?
sure
Like
some
a
might be able to
100 follower
Yeah, generally. And actually, I'm gonna pull this out again.
streamer.
In the latest piece that we've been
100 to
working on,
200, something
I
like
actually had
that.
to do something like that where I had the verse and the
Like I'm still
chorus,
definitely small, but I don't think I'm
I needed some way to bridge the two.
like I still don't think I'm that
not
big
like an
yet.
actual bridge, but just some sort of interlude between the two, so it's a better transition. And so my chorus went
But
something.
yeah,
like this.
that new
I'm gonna transpose this down to C.
that new Four of Spades album, the reunion album. The songs are really fucking good. I already like a lot of Zild's solo stuff. So them kind of going in towards that sort of more OPM direction. If you can even call it that. Like that's the weird thing about me calling
Anyway,
some of what they do OPM. There's definitely like still a bit of influence from like Rico Blanco, which I have yet to kind of even hear
so that
for
last
myself,
part is the,
his
little interlude that I
stuff,
have
but
between the verse and the chorus.
like apparently there's still like a little bit of influence from
That is
him
basically
on
just
this
taking
album
the,
too,
the
but
main
I think
chorus
they just kind of have that in general.
Just shrinking it a
Um,
little bit and turning it into something a little bit more repetitive.
Hmm.
I know, but
that was
like
cool.
it isn't like
I heard
it isn't like
I could
P-pop
tell
though,
that It sounded like a different part.
which is a
Yeah.
thing
And then
that's
actually,
happening
I get to
in
play the verse. I'll play
the
verse
music
too.
scene over there.
This is where you take the chords and then rearrange them. So this goes.
I've still have yet to hear a Beanie song like fully. I've heard like some SB19 songs,
You get more of what you never expected. More vibes, more comfort, more
but it still comes off as like
more edge,
K-pop but Filipino.
everything. It's much more than you expect. Toyota Corolla.
This like kind of like
I may
massive.
not know ball like you do, AI, but now I don't need to. You just gotta follow
When I
me on
say
my
massively
5, 16,
produced, I feel like that's always like a weird
Changes
catch-all term for what the K-pop sound is.
The sleeve, not the cornrows though. I got a sensitive scalp, but the attitude. Don't. What you
Like,
know? All right.
like it implies that there's like a right amount of production,
Download today. New users play
even though like
$5.50
a lot of the
instantly.
times it usually does come like come from like that good shit kind of comes from the little things in the production. And I don't know. It's a certain kind
The
of
line is the home of free electricity and epic bedtime
bombastic feeling
Flex your
I
credits
get
electricity plan gives
from
your 2 High Shoe stays free every week plus $200 in
those
bill
types of
credits.
songs.
Reliant, official energy provider of the Houston Texans.
For the perfect present, the perfect place.
Maybe I need to
your
listen
local Ace.
to more
This Christmas,
SB19. I
get
don't
free
fucking know.
assembly and delivery on your new grill at Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock. With service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
played around a bit longer, this charity incentive might actually be like a thing that could happen.
No, I'm sure you can do it.
I think I just derive more enjoyment from the things that
We ready to move on to
Four
the
of
next
Spades is
bit?
doing,
Yeah.
like musically,
So for the next bit, we're going to take your melody.
versus
And notice
what
how I restricted you to
19's
only
doing.
using quarter notes and no 8 notes, so 16th notes, and that's because we're going to add some of those in. We're going to add some of those in this.
I don't know how
We're gonna
coherent I
take the
am, by the way,
example
with
I
that
have,
take.
in the worksheet.
I don't know if it's really like anything like that over there.
Sorry, chat can't see that. I'm going to do that again. So the example in the worksheet is this.
That's just from like my
Fairly
general
simple, just
feeling
goes through
of
notes and chords. But what you can do is you can
listening to
add in notes that are not in
the Gaelic music,
and you can also use shorter notes. So for example, we turn this into a
because I have a
8th
Four of
note,
Spades.
that allows us to add an F into here so that we go up a little bit more smoothly. And the F is not in the chord, but because of the way that we try to resolve to a note in the chord, or build up to a note in the chord, this actually sounds fine. And then we can do the same thing here as well. So from A in between
got
to B,
out of that.
this is called a passing tone because it passes through.
Makes sense, yeah. That's the thing.
so
Like I
one of those
keep
is this.
like, not that I keep, but like every time like I hear of SB19,
Right, it sounds a
I
little
would
bit
always see
dramatic.
like, oh, they got on like a chart of some kind. Like they topped
any
the
questions
chart
so
that I
far?
have like never heard of before.
Good.
Okay.
Checks out.
And like
And
I
then
generally
in the same
don't
way
know if
that we
it's
can
like
vary the
an accurate
notes,
representation of
that we
like
use,
any
we can
like
also
sort
vary
of
the rhythm. So instead of just using straight quarter notes,
musical
we can
trend
also,
over there.
lengthen some notes so they're not just quarters. So
Oh
you press dot on a
Jesus!
note, or click this one here, the augmentation dot.
Like
this
they're-
lengthens
it's like they
them by
topped
a half.
some
So instead of
Billboard
a
100
this is now
chart
a quarter
that
plus an eighth.
is
So,
like some weird variation of
effectively the
online
length is
streaming. It's like
and so what this does is
sure, I guess,
it
and like,
it has a listener.
and then like I look on
stay
like
at the
Spot,
notes
like,
in
and
anticipation
that's the thing
of
too.
of the next
I
note.
try to see if they're like actually like kind of, you know, kind of have that longevity of
So, see how
streaming
we're
where,
waiting here
because
for
I
it
sometimes
wants
look
to
on the top
resolve down,
50 like daily
but we're not
daily
letting them get there
playlist
yet.
of like what people stream on Spotify in the Philippines, and a lot of times I don't see
A lot of
SB19
music, is basically
like
just balancing
anywhere
between,
near like that
attention
top
and
10 or like top
we
20
basically use those two
like
to-
area. Any like I feel like they'll have like a bigger, they'll have that explosion
those are two
within like
segments
the
that cover
first
this
like
section.
2 weeks or so, and then I'll never
about
see
that?
them again. And fucking Molto is just up there
This is
forever. And then like that one December Avenue song,
exercise.
which like they're fine, and obviously
Yeah,
me
so
being
the
American,
exercise is
I
basically take what you have.
I
that
don't
you
really
use,
understand the
which is
lyrics. I
what you have
assume it's mostly the
copy it
lyrics
to the
that
next
people
8
get
bars,
attached to whenever like they
and
listen
then,
to those songs. But whenever I listen to Molto, like or
So you should be able to
like
shift
it's a
click,
good song. Like it's a nice
you
vibey
can
song.
shift click
I
from
just
the
don't
first
get
bar
anything
to
out
the
of it
next
musically.
bar to the
So
last bar,
that's what
which
I'm
is
assuming. Like a lot of the times, what people listen to there is
First of
for
all,
that
listen
stuff
to- I'm
that
gonna try to be
that I can't get
not
into. And then
randomly. I wanna listen to
and then it's
top
funny, it's like,
sounds
but
and
whenever
then
I hear of
see
SB19,
if I can make
they like,
something
you
that
know, have their whole thing. Dude, they
motivated
got on
instead of
fucking
just
First
randomly
Take,
matching on rhythm keys.
in Japan. They got on it, like, again, like a few weeks ago, I think. And they've been on it, that was like their second time, and like their first time was like a year ago. And I'm sitting there, like, are they that popular over there? Or, I don't think so. It feels like a weird psyop thing that I'm like looking, because I'm like, I'm trying to say, like, are they,
And
their
there
songs
are
like
songs that are
aren't
like
played more than like maybe the first month or so,
Sometimes-
and then it's
sometimes you
back
have
to
to break
Cup
away
of Joe,
from
December Avenue, what's the other fucking one?
I would mess around with.
Some Ben and Ben maybe.
Oh, yeah,
Not
this last
not really much anymore. I don't think they really put out some stuff. But like, what do you call it? Where are you?
rather, I feel like
Arthur Neri's up there too. Yeah. Kehlani. Sino is still played a lot. Like Sino from Unique is like consistently top 30, 20, like 20, 30 material.
So boring for your audience,
Like every day with like over like nearly 300k plays every day. And I'm sitting here like,
No, I mean,
who's
a lot
playing
of, musicians
Unique?
just playing the same thing over and over again.
But also barely listening to the new Four of Spades album. Like, that's the thing. I checked one day after their album's release, and they only had like maybe 50 to 60,000 plays on the new like album songs, and you can kind of see like, you know, the leader, the top tracks on that album, like the first tracks on that album were played like a bit more, like 70,000 versus 60, then like 50s on like the lower on the album. And I'm sitting there like, dude, what are we doing? I don't even know SB19 that well. The stands will make you, I guess. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how popular they are. I don't think they're as popular as like the showbiz section on TV Patrol makes them out to be. It's so funny. Anyway, Stream Andalusia, that shit, it is a no skip album, bro. Okay, maybe like one or two songs, depending on the person.
What are you trying to do here?
Can like maybe be skipped every now and then, but like that shit is so no skip. It's actually, I have not had an album that's like as no skip as this since like what, fucking Bruno Mars 24K Magic, for me personally at least.
1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. How much
maybe
do I have?
maybe the Silk Sonic album. I think that one's up there too.
Yeah, you can kind of estimate because with the way that groups are broken, usually you break it in the half, at least for 4/4. So you have a group of 4 notes, and then a group of 4 notes again.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, stream good music. Stream fire out shit. Stream the .ph playlist on Spotify that the Spotify editors cater. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, continue.
Oh, it's just that because this is the last note.
People definitely stream Aura. I know Aura is a song people have done. Or people have streamed a lot, and it's like consistently within the top 100. I think it's sad that that song is that's what kind of makes me wonder, like, what people listen to on Spotify specifically, right? Like, are these songs just in a lot of playlists, like people's personal playlists that they loop over and over again, or they specifically listen to these songs? Oh, you're a weird bot on my.
Oh, this is so cool, man.
I'm glad you're enjoying
This is neat.
Because that's the thing too. I keep seeing the lead single from the Four of Spades new album that released like a couple months ago, because it's their reunion song. And I assume it's just, for one, I assume it's either just that good, or it's just the one song people know about that they stream. And then every other single after that is like, I have no idea they even did a thing after that. Because that's what makes it so weird to see. It's like they'll have like one single, just this one song that actually keeps getting plays. And then the other singles just have barely anything per day. It's nutty. It's so weird to me. You like Sino from Unique is the one song that's like this too, versus like any other song from his discography. He has like 3 other albums at this point in his solo career. All right, we're about to get on soon. But it's still that one song, and like it's a good song too. Like I don't even blame people for like replaying that song too.
It sounds the way you want it to, and that's just the way it's gonna be. Wasn't what you're thinking of. I mean, in this case,
I just think he would be treated as a bigger artist because of that than how they are right now.
Why does it still? I'm in edit mode.
No. So you want to?
No, I'm not. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love music and I love the music industry.
I mean, I think for the lesson, I think that's probably okay for now. Like
I love
all these other notes is cool.
Yeah, I think actually
I love music. I love
chord notes. But I don't think you have any notes that are outside of chord.
Oh, okay. So we're on that then. Any guidance for just like any note out there, or
yeah? So I think
stay within the C scale.
Yeah, you want to at
how
least
weird
for
it
I
is.
can stay within the C scale because
So it's 5 in the morning for you,
more,
ish. Are you just also kind
it's a
of
little bit more experimental?
waiting until you
one of the
need
things
to
you
do
can
morning
is if you have
stuff?
repeated notes, you can change them so that they're not repeated. So for example,
I'm gonna mute that stream and then put the actual stream on.
There was an opportunity to set up the L overhang, which is a very committal placement or location.
I can't. I don't know how to do YouTube chat.
Resulted in a cleaner stack. This formation is a bit tricky for Scott.
Yeah.
Let's get an S piece. We'd love another J piece finds an I piece instead as Tetris ready.
Literally.
Scotto now at 305, of course, still ahead in
okay, wait. Where is my channel?
Basically a clean stack ever since these players both got out of that trouble earlier in the post-train or the pre.
I should try to. Can I pin from my phone?
And it's when you get to these points in the game where there isn't a terrible amount to say. Both players are playing clean. There isn't any flashy placements being done by either player. Just really
It's
solid
Sharky
play.
1.
And
And then pin.
And with that, Scotto takes the real-time lead. Of course, Lukinski's going to take it right back with that Tetris.
And then I will not
A little bit of
have that on my
tug of war
phone.
here. As now the lead is only 3,000 in favor of Scotto. Beautiful adjustment. Allows for that Aki bar placement. There's a Tetris for Scotto. Lukinski having to use one bar for a delay burn, but the other one could be used for a Tetris. So now 420 to 40.
But yeah, those are my music woes. Those are my little personal woes that I have no idea who to talk to about. Other than a Filipino.
Small little micro efficiencies, I guess you can say, that have allowed Scotto
Who's
to get back
maybe
to
into
however, this is a
music over there.
sequence of pieces for Scotto to receive up this high. He's just going to commit to the burn lines. It's going to give Lukinski the opportunity to once again re-extend that lead. But that is, of course, if the eyepiece does show up.
All I can say is listen to Peak.
500k transitions.
Lukinski
has already breached that. Scotto
watch
receiving
Peak,
one more eyepiece force at Tetris.
support
Will give us a
the
500K
local
transition.
scene.
And that's exactly what we get, a 500,000 almost exactly for Scotto. Lukinski with 2 Tetrises left on the board.
Okay.
There's a Tetris for Scotto. Lukinski's going to now break that down to only 1 Tetris.
Maybe.
So, upon transitioning, Lukinski with a 541 is going to have a 2 Tetris lead in terms of transition.
Who might be aware of
McKenzie takes it
things
right
on that
does
side.
have a long bar dependency.
Stream questionable artists.
Does get an S piece, and that converts to the long bar
If they're on the top 100 tracks being played right now, you're not doing it right. You're not hipster enough.
So small efficiencies where Scotto might be able to find some leeway here. Third is Tetris for Scotto, 631. McKenzie now at 596. But another Tetris for McKenzie goes up to 625 exactly. It's gonna take a skim there.
Dude,
Scotto
like,
is now just almost a level ahead.
I remember fucking Leah Salonga fanboying over SB19. So it's like, wait, what the shit, dude? What the fuck is up with this?
And it all comes down to this. Scotto is already down 2 games to none, so he needs to win this in order to keep the match alive. 7-19 now for Scotto. McKenzie, I'm gonna take some burns. Gonna go for the S flat. I love that double eyepiece placement. Way to burn that out. Get a clean stack. Scotto now having to do some burning here. Is Tetris ready, but is waiting on the next long bar. Long bar comes, but the well is covered. And deciding not to go for the O piece over to the left. There's the Tetris for Scotto, but now this board is in shambles. But McKenzie not in a scoring position either. Might be music to Scotto's ears as now McKenzie is in burn mode. Even if a long bar does come for McKenzie, it's not going to be a Tetris. More holes are being created for both players. 758 to now 724. Scotto, nice flat burns. McKenzie's board is looking more and more complicated. Definitely with rolling, should be able to survive. But the thing is, can Scotto utilize this to build up enough momentum, enough separation to force the pressure on McKenzie in order to close things out here in game number 3, as McKenzie is almost back into scoring position, but so is Scotto. At this point, Scotto with that triple burned out, now back into scoring position, but so is McKenzie, and McKenzie is behind in lines. So has a little bit more room to play with. 771 for McKenzie, 783 for Scotto. Scotto now Tetris ready, hits the crucial quick tap to get that S all the way over to the left. Goes for a couple of burns, 3 in total, and follows it up with a Tetris. 821 now for Scotto.
So we're rooting for Scotto
not too far behind at 808.
right now,
Scotto still trying to hold on,
even though he's down 2-0.
However, McKenzie is now starting to fire back. There's
And this is match point.
Scotto being forced to do this awkward formation, and now unable to get the quick tap with the T all the way over to the left. And McKenzie takes the lead with a Tetris. What can Scotto do here? He's trying to maneuver pieces underneath. Sets up a delayed burn. If a J piece comes soon enough, maybe it might work out, maybe not. There is no J piece to be found. And then that another Tetris from McKenzie might seal the deal. Scotto unable to get the T piece over to the left. Piece is going to continue to cascade to the top. Scotto tops at 872. McKenzie with 948.
Yeah, no.
Good for game number 3, and in the debut first match of Gauntlet, McKenzie is going to take it with the sweep and a max in the final game. Instead, we'll let McKenzie.
Oh my god, dude. What the fuck?
One game stats, if you will.
Fuck.
And this kind of
Do you ever have a lip sore that's just in the most inconvenient location ever? Like, you can't, you struggle to talk because it'll just aggravate it. Like, it's always in the most stupid fucking spot every time. It's like deep in the lip or something. And it's like, dude, I've been dealing with this fucking sore for like 4 days now, I think. And I can't eat anything too salty, or else it'll just burn the fuck out of it. So that's like half of all my snacks are gone. I'm reduced to just drinking water, and that's not really a meal, is
We'll be
it?
right back with our next match featuring Mari and 20 Dan.
All right, I guess we're up. I'm gonna grab some water,
It is
as I said,
notoriously bad in Gauntlet. It's so fun.
and then yeah, we'll be on stream.
stuff set up.
All right. Couple more stretches. Where did the little thing go? I would always prop up my webcam with like this little screw thing. That I guess got lost to time now. Let me do like 29 more month.
Nice. Only took me 2 minutes to set up the scene. Not bad. Good. Not gonna lie, my commentary is a little bit rusty. But I honestly think that last game, I think I did pretty good. Because, dude, it's been since January since I've done just solo commentary. Like, isn't that crazy? I wonder if I can flip Tony Dan's camera here. That is not Tony Dan, that is Mario. Let's get this a refresh real quick. Bro, no way. Chat, can I still be heard?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that just means Twitch is being dumb. Okay, so yeah. Wait, what the hell? Hold on, I'm gonna test something. Okay, so it's just studio mode that does that. That's so weird. Because it looked frozen on studio mode, like the browser sources, but then when I opened up, like, when I looked at the browser sources, they were perfectly fine. And then they weren't. As soon as I, like, got out of the source, or the properties menu. So, OBS just doing things. But it is what it is. Anyways, players, since y'all both here y'all see.
I'm gonna turn up Sharky on my stream too. So y'all can kinda
Skip this song for now.
kinda hear what he's saying. Alright.
Dang, almost another all number seed. That would have been crazy. Thank you for the follow, Mackenzie, by the way. Didn't see that.
It's like the nervousness just kind of hits you, you know, whenever you like are about to like do something important. Like it doesn't like necessarily hit you until a very specific moment when you're like right on the stairs of the stage even, kind of thing. It's just there, yeah.
Alright. players.
I'll
are
try to
ready.
play. I'll just try to play my game. Cause that's what we can all do.
So I guess without any further ado,
Dude, what is that framing, bro?
let's go and get them counted down. Here we go.
What is that framing? Why is my head the whole fucking thing?
1 Tetris. We have 20 Dan versus Mari.
I got a whole like bottom half, bro.
Nice. I think I could maybe adjust Mari's cam a little bit. Shrink him down. Bit better. You don't have big head Mari. But what we do have are some pieces on the boards for both players, and complications arise for both. Mari currently at 58,000 as 20 Dan at 74,000. And 20 Dan flexing the Twitch friend, or not Twitch, Tetris friendlies belts on there. Ooh. Nice left well. Going to be able to maintain the lead over Mari here, but since both players have complicated boards, I do know that I saw a couple of misdrops on Mari's part, but as the boards were complicated early on, I have to infer that pieces might have been slightly complicated, if not tedious to deal with, if your board wasn't accommodating of it. Is Mari looking to, no, not going to commit to it, just going to burn it down, or try to. Just a bit of a rough start over here for Mari. Would love a J piece, followed up with an I piece following the skim, and that would be a Tetris in column 3. We saw a lot of column 3s actually in our prior match between Mackenzie and Scotto. Now Mari setting up for a T-spin. Doesn't miss the T-spin. And you can see the shake.
Gotta go now. Good luck. Thank you.
He survived, but more so that he's trailing by 80,000 points here. And now looks like both players have reestablished a equilibrium, I guess you can say, of their board. It's nothing too glaring. Here's another Tetris for Mari. Oh, seems at this point both players are in position to just exchange Tetrises. So far, so good over here for Mari. It's going to get a nice split double. 204 for Mari, 299 for 20 Dan. That meeting scheduled. This has been one of the busiest years of my life. But we'll talk about that during intermission. Right now, things are getting busy on these players' boards as 20 Dan has maintained a 100,000 point lead up against Mari. And really, all it's been is just from that one dig that Mari encountered. Well, I say Mari, but both players encountered a similar dig at around the same time. It's just 20 Dan was a lot more efficient in getting out of it. This is definitely a tougher opponent for Mari. 20 Dan, at least in Gauntlet, has always been... That's crazy. I didn't even get to finish my spiel before there's some trouble arises. I'm going to see if 20 Dan can survive this, but this is a great opportunity for Mari to make a comeback in pace. Oh, look at a couple of 2 hertz moments over here for 20 Dan. This is now dangerous. And with only 20 lines to go, 20 Dan tops out at 405. Mari needs to get 406. You see the eyebrow raise of surprise. And this is quite a decent drought. That Tetris is going to bring Mari up to 409 and is good for game number 1. Really? And it's going to make it to transition, help improve those transition stats, because definitely earlier on in the season, Mari's transition rate was not looking too high. Next seed should be AA, 18A1 if I'm not mistaken. Unless I'm trolling. That could also be possible. Sweet. I got it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Mari is able to take game 1 thanks to an early top out from 20 Dan. Let's see if we can get a tie in game 2. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Dude, I forgot how much multitasking I did in freaking Gauntlet with like selecting the music and everything. And already to start the game, or start the the game off. I don't know why I got a little bit confused there. Start the game off with, both players seem to be pretty comfortable here. Might have spoke too soon. Looks like they're running into a drought. Ah, yes, typical Gauntlet. And looks like Mari is not going to be a beneficiary of said drought. Very tricky for Mari. Does get an eyepiece though. Good timing. Narrowly avoids a misdrop. Can't get the T-piece all the way over to the left, but the board is brought down to the bottom. Is actually going to commit to the burn. Not going to risk hanging an eyepiece. Yeah, I agree with that face too, Mari. Have no idea what that was. Couple misdrops are going to allow 20 Dan to once again build an early lead. Ooh, this is those S's were a tad bit scary for 20 Dan. Fortunately, the eyepiece came, so not too much to worry about. Really emphasizing building up this left. It's going to be a triple for Mari, followed up by a single. Double J-piece dependent. Fills in one J-piece dependency and turns the other into an I-piece dependency. 20 Dan also happened to do some burning, narrowly avoiding a misdrop as well. It's going to be able to bring the stack down just under the halfway mark in. And 20 Dan's at 201,000, and Mari is yet to reach 100K.
This is so stupid, bruh.
20 Dan now well is open. And there it is. Tetris for Mari, finally getting past the 100K mark around 60 lines in. The epitome of a suffer game right now for Mari. We're looking at maybe 4 Tetrises scored so far. We don't have James Chin's favorite metric, the Tetris rate, to get you an accurate representation, but it's pretty low. But it can always be recovered. And looks like Mari is doing the best that he can to recover it, as a couple of tricky pieces hit the stack here. And that's the kind of thing that sucks when you're in situations like this, is that when you're not getting eyepieces and you're down by 140,000, sure, your opponent's not increasing the lead, but there's just no way for you to come back if there's no eyepieces being received. 330,000 for 20 Dan, 191 for Mari. And it looks like Mari might be committing to a row 2 Tetris here. There's too much material on the board to burn this all the way down. Well, I mean, you can always burn it all the way down, but in order to be efficient, there's definitely too much material on the board. And it's probably more worth it to go for the slightly dirty Tetris of row 2. There it is, 247 for Mari, 406 for 20 Dan. Added Tetris goes up to 429. 20 Dan had the lead in the last game and decided that because that wasn't enough, let me just do more than double that lead this time around. Looking at a 500k transition for 20 Dan. Mari, on the other hand, might be able to see a 400k. But these oh, actually, no, those pieces are going to actually resolve quite nicely. Mari shaking the head still. Not going to skim to get Tetris ready. Actually going to fill in the center first. And wow, those pieces are really bad for Mari. 20 Dan's going to transition at 524. Mari finds a Tetris, can find 2 more potentially, as 20 Dan's experiencing some minor complications here on level 19. These minor complications might become a little bit less minor and more into the major territory. But Mari's going to transition at 373. Makes it to another transition here. It is down by 140,000 points. Number 20 Dan spent majority of the early portion of level 19 burning. He's going to try and go for an aggressive setup, but no, he's going to burn it out. I like that. And you can see 20 Dan approves of that as well. Mari holding out for this long bar. Finds it, knocks down a Tetris, 426. 1 Mino shy, but not 1 Mino shy of that one, 453. Mari has now closed the gap to 100,000 points and is behind in lines. And 20 Dan makes some misdrops, but so does Mari. So the opportunity, the window that was there is now kind of gone for Mari, as now he's going to have to try and burn this out, and nothing's burning. 20 Dan with another set of misdrops, so neither player is going to be scoring for a bit. If Mari can find a way to get out of this efficiently, might still be able to use the advantage.
What the fuck?
Almost a half behind. And now we are in dangerous territory. Mari unable to get pieces over to the left. 20 Dan's going to tie things up.
What the fuck is this shit, man?
At level 22 for Mari. Dude. That was some gauntlet RNG if I've ever seen some, bro. I'm just sitting here looking at these pieces. I'm like, man, this is bad. Man, this is bad. And then you'll occasionally get the good sequence, and there's another that's like, oh man, this is bad. So BB, like the gun, is your next seed. I mean, said, let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. We got ourselves a tie game here. We'll see if which one of these players is going to be to break that tie. starting off, both players kind of experience some similar forced burns. You see, Winter, this is Gauntlet, not CTM, so coaching is allowed because after all, you are on teams. You're not necessarily playing for yourself. So coaching is allowed. And that used to be one of the big things for the Wavy ones back in Season Ignition, and also the Drywellers under Fractal's leadership. And to open things up, it looks like this time around, Mari's going to have the early lead in level 18. He's got 100,000 points before 60 lines, so already doing way better than last game. 20 Dan might be looking to go for a left well here, potentially. Double L dependent, so now center well might be the... Wow, these are some tricky pieces for 20 Dan. Can actually still build up a Tetris here, left well, row 2. And finds it. Good set of adjustments. Mari actually going for the conservative burn. Both players now in a clean position. 20 Dan, 118. Mari at 156. So just under 40 lines in, and this is the first time this match that we've seen Mari actually leading in any part of the 18 portion up against an active opponent. Number 20 Dan has managed to kind of claw this back into just a 1 Tetris deficit. And a big portion of that is, remember, Mari did take a couple of safer burns. And 20 Dan was able to utilize that efficiency that Mari sacrificed for a better board health in order to close the gap. Mari operating for, or hoping for, a eyepiece. He's going to find it, going to knock down a row 4, column 8 Tetris. And we were almost tied there for a second, as 20 Dan is definitely putting the pressure on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a game here. Another Tetris for 20 Dan. Mari able to find some separation. I like the way that 20... Okay, Jordan. 307 now for 20 Dan. 347 for Mari. Still holding on to now a half, just over a half Tetris lead. I missed the inter-team banter. That's the Tetris for 20 Dan. Gonna go into the lead as Mari... Oh, Mari actually finds a dirty Tetris there. Opens up the well, not quite Tetris ready, but is gonna have a 1 Tetris lead over 20 Dan. Definitely looked like that situation was gonna take Mari some time to get out of. I mean, there's no more efficient way to burn out than with a Tetris. 441 for Mari, 424 for 20 Dan. This actually might be one of Mari's better transitions of the entire season. Follows up with another Tetris. Ooh, very tricky pieces though. And Mari gets all the right pieces for a clean resolution. 20 Dan's gonna answer with a Tetris, but so does Mari. Another Tetris for 20 Dan. Closing in on the level 19 transition. 3 Tetrises left for 20 Dan. 4 left for Mari. Mari finds 1. 20 Dan finds 1. Mari finds another. 555 to now 497. Mari goes for the triple, interestingly. There's a Tetris for Mari. One more, and we'll see a 600k transition from Mari. I don't think we've seen that in Gauntlet. Have to check the stats, but might be something very novel. Just looking for a T or a Z. It's not going to get it. As a matter of fact, it's looking a little bit scary. Mari transitions at 585, but the board on the left needs to be corrected and is done so. 20 Dan takes that opportunity and closes the gap. Mari hangs 2 long bars on top of each other. And that's going to be the top out at 591. 20 Dan, you need 592. But it's not over. 20 Dan does need to... Oh, a couple of misdrops. Only 5,000 points remain. And 592, that's good. 20 Dan takes it, and now it goes up to match point. Well, both Toby and Jordan are here, so I don't need to send pings for them to get ready. Next seed should be CC, like crowd control. Thirsty Jacobo, thank you so much for the T1 sub. 43 months. Much appreciated. We got it ready for game number 4. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Going interesting double wide approach. Kind of forced the missed opportunity to utilize the eyepiece, the first eyepiece for, or rather second eyepiece for a Tetris. But the board does look nice, and there are no dependencies, unlike what 20 Dan is having to fight a J-piece dependency. I'm gonna have to tweak that stream elements timer eventually. This is a rather tedious situation for 20 Dan. It is now back in a position where scores can happen. The question is, will it? 20 Dan also, you can see the kind of tilt of the head. It's like, oh, what am I supposed to do here? So there's going to be some more early burns forced in. So Mari given an opportunity similar to last game, which actually might be a bigger opportunity than last game because 20 Dan transitioned rather close to Mari's score and was able to kind of keep up with Mari very early on. Ooh, a hang of the eyepiece over there in column 3. It's not going to be too terrible. There's Tetris for 20 Dan. Mari covering up the well, so couldn't use that eyepiece, but can use the next one. 209 for Mari, 20 Dan. 41 lines in, still looking to cross 100k. Good timing so far for Mari. Currently a little bit under double 20 Dan's score, as 20 Dan now finally down to the bottom. Should be able to make use of the pieces and get into a more consistent scoring position. Mari forced to take quite a few burns with unfavorable Z pieces for what he was looking for. And 20 Dan now for long bar dependency. It's going to force only 2 more burn lines. But Mari with 307 at 66. We're looking at another potential 600k transition for Mari. Couple of ambitious overhangs for 20 Dan. Oh, misses the S-spin there. That is going to be a triple. Yeah, 20 Dan is just going to burn that all the way down. Now, Tetris ready once again. And there's just no long bar in sight, which is both a blessing and a curse. In the case of Mari, it's going to be a curse as 20 Dan with the clean board. Mari now in burn mode. That doesn't burn anything. So Mari now having a down stack for survival. Nice, getting the eyepiece all the way over to the left. This is huge for 20 Dan. 20 Dan is Tetris ready. Mari is long bar dependent on the right. Finds the eyepiece all the way over to the right. Looking for some specific pieces here. Oh, decided to commit hard to the L dependency. And this might be a potential top out for Mari at 392. 20 Dan needs 393. Not a small chase down, but a chase down nonetheless. Got the mosquito, bro. I actually caught it. Bro, what the freak? $328 for 20 Dan. Still has a chase down of 393 to go. All right, we are reaching the transition. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on, hold on. This is not free. That's a Tetris. 392 is needed. That's one burn line. That's another. Or 393 is needed to surpass, or 392 is needed to surpass another hang. As long as 20 Dan gets pieces over the left, should be fine. Definitely a turbulent way to go into level 19. And with that, a clean board. One Tetris should do it. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a Tetris now. A couple more burns.
Come on.
One more line should do it. And there it is. 20 Dan takes game number 4, and Stochastic Squad goes up 2-0. Coming up next, we're going to have Toby versus Jordan. A matchup that I'm quite excited to see. That's the matchup that we're going to get next. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Dude, I gotta fix my stinger, man. I don't know what. Is my stinger really on my freaking... one of my external hard drives, dude? Because I don't have some of my external hard drives plugged in. Which, if it is on there, that sucks. Because I know which external... It's on the Toshiba, dude. That's annoying. It is what it is, as they say. Why the hell can I not find what I'm looking for? Here it is. Take that. Alright, so set up. No. Turns out, for whatever reason, I do not have Jordan's name. Actually, I think I know what it is. So, since there's two Jordans in Gauntlet, and I must have saved Jordan's name, it likely ended up replacing it because I didn't have a differentiator to specify which Jordan was being saved. So I gotta make it real quick. Good thing I'm a decently fast graphics designer. Alright, just like that, I finished making Jordan's name. W Sharky. And still have 3 minutes to set things up. Both players have seeds and are ready. We can get this underway. Very nice. Nice 7 rounds. Got it ready from Jordan. Alright, we got our readies from our two players. Stochastic Squad is currently up 2-0. It's up to Jordan to give the Wavy Ones a fighting chance. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There's a little bit interesting scheduling thing kind of happening right now. Cobra said that he was looking to play at like 6:05 or no, 6:30. We'll see. Figure out something to do with that. If the Stochastic Squad can win this match, specifically if Toby can win this matchup against Jordan, that'll put the Stochastic Squad at a final season record of 13-5. Basically putting them a shoe-in for second or third seed. All teams will be making it in the playoffs since two teams have been retired. Those two teams being the Oxcords and Team Eternal. It's just a matter of who do you want in your first round matchup. Because as it stands right now, the Wavy Ones are 4th, which means that if they are in fact, or if they stay in 4th, with a 9-6 record currently, they're likely to play the Rogues or the Drywellers. Which, neither one of those two teams is an easy team to play up against. Arguably, the easiest team to play up against would be Top Down. Which Top Down, I believe they only have 2 more matches this season. Unless they can make a miracle happen up against their next 2 opponents, which is kind of unlikely considering who their 2 opponents are. But unless they can make a miracle happen, it's likely that the bottom seed for the end of the season will be Top Down. But that also means that it would be a tough first round opponent for Stochastic Squad. Assuming that... Either way, there really isn't any free opponents. The only one is Top Down, comparatively so. That being said, though, 212 for Jordan, 288 for Toby. Toby has been maintaining this road to Tetris well for quite a bit of time. We did see an early kind of dig sequence, and ever since then, Toby is...
Because what the fuck do you do there?
And in some cases, that's fine. You'd ideally want to burn down to the bottom and as few low-scoring line clears as possible. But speaking about line clears, Jordan's looking to get some line clears here to stay alive. Looking for this J piece or an I piece, either or works. J followed up by the I. Jordan knocks down a Tetris, trailing by 100,000 points so far. Nice recognition over there for Jordan right there. The Sparks Aminos might be in last place right now, but they still have 4 matches to be played. So out of all the teams that remain, they have the most matches to be played out of anyone. Another Tetris for Toby goes up to 470. Jordan at now 353. The tiers are basically like kind of the grouping. I have to rearrange them post this season. But yeah, there's more or less the grouping of like the skill that you are with players. So generally your T1 players are your captains and players that could interchange spots with captains. And your T2 players would be like Toby and Jordan right now. Just one step underneath the captains. T3, you know, another step, T4, etc. 518. Ooh, Jordan missing the spin there. T3. That's going to be a transition for Jordan. 529 knocks down Tetris immediately after.